What's going on, guys? Jada Black here. Shout out to everybody tuning in. I want to talk about this story out of California. Apparently, there is a fitness influencer. And no, she's not just a female calling herself a fitness influencer. She actually is one, according to her Instagram. She has over 100,000 followers. And she posts a lot of pics of herself working out in the gym. And for a woman who's 40 years old, who's had, I believe, 6 children, possibly 7 children, I would say she definitely looks good for her age, basically due to the work that she's put in the gym. But this video is about this woman, right? She lost her life due to her jealous ex-husband, who tracked her down with her new boyfriend. Now, in this picture here, the new boyfriend, his name is Hector. I think it's Hector Garduno. I think that's how you pronounce it. They were together at a restaurant. And when they left the restaurant, her husband, who is pictured on the right, decided to end both of their lives. Now, his name was Thomas. And an off-duty deputy ended up taking his life. This man crashed out on a woman that didn't want him. And this is why I would never understand it. This guy gets absolutely no sympathy from me because, one, he's leaving behind a lot of children. Because combined as a couple, they had 11 children. 11 children. I believe, I know she had a daughter before him. He might have had children before they got together. This man could not take the fact that this woman was moving on with her life. So he decided the best course of action would be to not only take Hector's life, the new boyfriend, but to take her life. Now, I went through some scenarios in my mind, and I said, you know what? Maybe he knew Hector, and maybe he felt betrayed by Hector, and that's why he took the life of Hector and his wife. Or it could be a situation where this guy flew into a rage because, again, men of today just can't take rejection. This guy threw his whole life away. He didn't care about his children. All he cared about was this woman. And we see a lot of stories like this. A lot of you men are weak, and you will throw everything away for one woman. And I just don't understand it. I would never value a woman that much to where not only do you throw your own life away, but the fact that your children, because they have young children, they don't have a mother or a father due to your selfishness, your stupidity, and now you're deceased along with these two because you couldn't walk away. Now there are people that's gonna say, well, this is her fault. She was cheating on him. They were separated. That was her ex-husband. They weren't married. He wasn't caught off guard. The guy just couldn't let go. If y'all seen his wife, let's go to her Instagram. You see his wife. He wasn't about to let this walk away. This is why he didn't want to leave. She's into fitness. For a woman who's had 7 children. 7 children. He just couldn't let her go. And that's the problem. And this is why I push the red pill philosophy. You know what's funny? I see a lot of married men try to talk down on the red pill. Can you believe that? You got a bunch of chumps that want to talk down on the red pill. The red pill will always be right. It will always be that guiding light for men everywhere. To never value a woman to the point to where you crash out and you taking people's lives and then your own life gets taken or your freedom. They weren't together. They were not in a relationship anymore. And let's talk about Hector, because again, we're going to get into the article, but I don't believe that Hector knew her husband, but I'm assuming that he did not know what was going on. I will say that because I'm pretty sure that she told Hector that everything was over. She ready to sign a divorce. But listen, don't get into a relationship with no woman that hasn't signed divorce papers. But he was ready to dive in. Hector could not wait to get into a relationship with Gloria. You should have waited until the divorce papers were signed. And you know what amplified everything? Was the fact that apparently she went on a podcast and talked about their divorce. Or she made a video on her Instagram and talked about their relationship, their divorce. I think that probably drove him over the edge. This is why you don't bring your relationship problems to social media, especially if you are in a marriage with a mentally unstable man who's trying to hold on to a woman that doesn't want him, a woman who is a fitness influencer, who's making all type of connections, who he feels like is going to live a better life than him, probably meet better men than him. You don't know how long this relationship with Hector was going to last. And when she brought this relationship to the internet, I'm pretty sure that pissed off her husband to the point to where he just lost it, crashed out, decided that he didn't care about his children. He just wanted to take her life and Hector's life. And you know, the crazy thing is Hector probably wasn't the only guy she was talking to. Doesn't mean she was sleeping with him. But when women are single, they're talking to multiple men. You just never know who is who, right? But apparently her and Hector was in a relationship, which means that she wasn't cheating on this guy. She was separated from him. But again, don't go out here and get into relationships and be all in public if you ain't signed a divorce papers yet. From what I've seen, no divorce papers have been signed. We can get into this article and see. This is according to People. Gloria, Zamora, and Hector were shot dead in California parking lot by Zamora's ex-husband Monday. A popular California fitness influencer, and her dinner date lost their life Monday night by her estranged. The lives were taken by her estranged husband, who was then who lost his life after off-duty officer shot him. Gloria, a mother of 7, boasting 150,000 followers on her Instagram, where she posts fitness tops and motivational content, was meeting father of four Hector, who was 43, for sushi, per the Fontana Police Department. So Hector is a father of 4 daughters. So he doesn't have children due to a loose cannon. Days earlier, the fitness influencer told listeners on her podcast Horizon that she was leaving her second husband, Thomas. Thomas then gunned down Zamora and her date in the restaurant parking lot. So he must have tracked them down. He probably followed them and waited in the parking lot like a sucker and waited for them to come out and take the light. This is why I say I don't respect her husband. He's a chump. He's a loser. You should be able to walk away. You should be able to value not only your life, but the life of your children. But men like this, Thomas, he doesn't care about his children. He doesn't care about his family. He just cares about keeping that woman from being with other men. Bro, and this, I'm not speaking on this marriage specifically, but there are married men who think that their wives have been totally faithful to them. And it's only when these women leave them that they're in fear of these women sleeping with other men. Meanwhile, the woman was probably sleeping with other men the whole time he was married. See, this is, you know what I'm saying? It's that delusion. Like seriously. She didn't want to be with you anymore. Take the hint. And this is what I would say too. A lot of married men out here, listen, it don't matter how good the marriage is. Even though this particular marriage here, there were issues. It don't matter how good the marriage is. Don't matter how good the marriage is. If that woman has chemistry with another man, you can't stop that. You just can't. The best thing you can do as a man is walk away. Never value a woman to the point to where you're willing to risk your freedom and your life. Or the fact that your children are going to be without parents. They have young children. But he didn't care about that. He didn't care about that. There was a male and female that were estranged. They were going through a divorce that led to this officer, Steve Reed, with the Fontana Police Department told ABC 7. We don't know how he knew where she was at, but apparently she had been at the restaurant for approximately an hour prior to the incident. He followed them. That's why. He followed her. Or he put a tracking device on the car. Several off-duty police officers happened to be in the area when the shots rang out, including an off-duty sheriff deputy with the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department who witnessed the incident as he drove by the shopping center. This dude was in a public place and he did this. If he was caught, he was definitely either going to prison for the rest of his life or facing the death penalty. Reed said the deputy made a U-turn at the light and got out of his vehicle and confronted the suspect. The deputy, who has not been named, struck and killed Thomas in the confrontation that ensued. In a GoFundMe page set up by Zamora's funeral cause, her daughter stated that her mother was murdered by her stepfather in an act of unimaginable violence. So he was a stepdaddy. Walked into the situation. I think he had children before her. She had, just imagine you being raised by this guy who got with your mother, promised to love her and take care of her, but his simp energy just took over. The simp rage just took over. Again, they weren't together anymore. They weren't. I don't know how the living arrangement was. Now, if she was still living with this man and giving him lip service saying that they want things to work, but again, we don't know that. I'm just going based off the information that I have here. Now, this is what the daughter said on the GoFundMe page. Says her mom was more than just a mother. She was a light in her community. She uplifted and inspired countless women, reminded them of their worth, their strength, and their potential. Zamora's daughter wrote, she always said women can do anything they set their minds to, and she lived those words every day. Her courage, kindness, and determination touched the lives of everyone who knew her. Hector's children characterized their dad as a devoted and hardworking man that was tragically killed and gone too soon in their own GoFundMe. They said the investigation is ongoing. So we got 2 GoFundMes set up in this situation. This is sad. This woman was 40 years old. 40 years old. She has 7 children. And she has, from what I see on the page, she has young children. She has an older daughter who's going to have to be a mother to those children now. It's a shame because a lot of these guys, I see this a lot of times with these married men who they can't let these women go, so they just crash out, not understanding what the ramifications, what you're leaving behind. No woman is worth you losing your freedom or your life. No woman that you're going to ever meet, get into a relationship, married, is worth that. But society has pedestalized women to the point to where men actually believe that these women are to be worshipped. Never worship women. Women have flaws just like everybody else. I understand marriage is difficult. Divorce is difficult. But you got to move on for the sake of the children. Not for your feelings. Because I don't want to hear about a man and his feelings. Because the world doesn't care about men's feelings. The world wants to see men destroyed. The world wants to see men in a weakened state. And it doesn't help that you have men out here who are willing to perpetuate the stereotype, who are willing to go out there and make a fool of themselves, or who are willing to go out there and destroy everything that they have built due to the fact of jealousy. This man saw that she didn't need him anymore, and that's what drove his anger. She's with this bald, tattooed guy who's probably the exact opposite of him, and he couldn't take it. Like, why would you want him? Like, why would you want to be with this guy? I'm telling you right now, it don't. And again, you know, I bet you at first, right? I bet you at first, you know, Thomas was okay with his wife thirst trapping, doing the fitness influencer thing, right? He was okay with it for her, but I think he just, I bet what made the marriage really dissolve was the fact that she wanted to continue this career path. I don't think he wanted her to continue it. And women, if women have to choose between you and social media, they're going to choose social media. Okay. And if they come across a man they have more chemistry with, because yes, there are men out there that could have more chemistry than you who've been married to her for 5, 10, 15 years. That's just how it is. That's the nature of women. Y'all got to understand this. Never pedestalize a woman. I don't care who she is. Well, maybe she's your mother, or grandmother, but I'm talking about when it comes to relationships. Too much pedestalizing is going on, and a lot of you dudes are getting hurting yourselves, actually. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.